Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 7. And you know what, y'all? When I looked at this last episode, and I looked at Tisha and Melody going at each other, the two married women on the show, and I said to myself, when are women gonna let go of carrying the burden of the shame of infidelity with men? When are women gonna stop putting this shame of men who cheat on their backs? Girlfriends, wives, every woman needs to not carry the burden of the shame of cheating men. Because let me tell you, this stuff going on between Tisha and Melody, that's all this is. This is about public shame over cheating Martell and allegedly cheating Marceau. That's all that this is about. It's about shame. And I want to know why, of all the things women are shedding these days in this new revelation, world revelation for women, where we're getting rid of titles and we're getting rid of expectations of us, this is one that needs to be getting rid of. There used to be a time when a man cheated on a woman, the saying was, oh, you must not know how to keep a man. You must not know how to keep your husband happy. So something was wrong with you. That was the old school way. That is what women were told. And in fact, Martell tried to pull out that excuse on Melody when he started talking about, oh, well, this woman over here is keeping me happy. So she's keeping me happy and you weren't. And that's what Melody threw that glass at Martell. Well, that's the old school thinking that when men cheat, women have to carry the shame. And that's a lot of times why women suffer in silence. Because people think women are protecting the men. No, a lot of times what women are protecting, they're actually protecting themselves. They're protecting themselves from the shame they would feel, the embarrassment they would feel if it was discovered that their husband was a cheater. That's also what's behind all this respectful cheating that used to be talked about last season. That's all about, what do you mean respectful? Every cheating is disrespectful. But what they were talking about was that if you cheat in a way that is so publicly and is so much publicly shames me, then that's disrespectful cheating. No, the truth of the matter is every cheating is disrespectful, period. But what women don't have to carry is they don't have to carry the public shame. Women can decide, I'm not going to be ashamed and carry the badge of shame because my husband has gone out here and done something he shouldn't have done. We don't carry that shame with our children all the time. We sure don't. You can't blame your whole life over some of the decisions your children make for the rest of their lives. Women know how to get rid of that shame. You got 30-year-old kids, 40-year-old kids doing things. Are you still running around with the shame of what the decisions your kids make? Absolutely not. Then you shouldn't be carrying the shame of a grown man and the decisions he makes. Absolutely not. And all this fighting that's going on between Melody and Tisha is all about public shame. And the truth of the matter, the men, the cheaters, the manipulators, they use this. They use this to keep women silent, to keep women trapped in situations, because what the men know is, well, you don't want to be embarrassed either, so you better keep my secret. That's part of the manipulation that Martell used on Melody to keep her quiet, was because he knew that she would be embarrassed. And so what he tried to do was, hey, you don't tell the public of what I'm doing, because then you won't feel the shame. Listen, women can release themselves from this shame at any point that they want to. At any point that they want to. Truth be told, I told my husband, let me tell you something. We old. We've been married now for almost 11 years. We ain't young spring chickens. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't be doing all them different things that these young girls is doing. I really don't. Let me tell you, I will not be shamed into keeping the secret of a cheating man. I will not be shamed. Whether you choose to disclose it or not, that's up to each individual couple. But let me tell you what one of the factors for you not telling it. It shouldn't be because of shame. Don't let the man and the mistress get an upper hand on you, so now you become a slave to them because they both know that you don't want the secret out. See, mistresses now believe they have the upper hand over wives. They believe that because you want to stay secret and you don't want to be shamed, you're going to keep the secret of the mistress, and you're going to keep the secret of the husband. And let me tell you, wives and girlfriends, they're the ones out here suffering the most. Even this coleslaw with Melody and Martell, that coleslaw tried to turn the situation around on Melody to make it seem like Melody was the one with the bigger problem and not her. She tried to use shame and turn it back on Melody and say, if it wasn't for you being a bad wife, Melody, I wouldn't have had to come in here and be this mistress to Martell. Oh, hell no. You mean to tell me this is how they using shame now? They shaming the girlfriends and the wives and the side chicks, and the husbands get to walk off scot-free? You got Melody and Tisha fighting over the public humiliation portion of the infidelity, and the two men at the center of it, Martell and Marceau, not only are they still friends, they talking about doing business together. So how the heck are the two women who are the victims of this not getting along, but the men are still best buddies talking about starting new business ventures? Women and girlfriends need to take their power back. They need to tell some of these mistresses, you know what? If you want to do my dirty work and you want to put your tongue between the cracks of my man's booty, and you want to suck into your jaws or sour, if you want to contort your body in all types of positions, if you want to be used for sex only, and you telling me I ain't got to pay you, and you want to do all these services for free or for some new nails and a little $1,000 Louis Vuitton bag, you know what? You go at it, because you the fool. You the fool. I'm too busy over here planning vacations, taking your kids to soccer, or raising some good kids, than to be worrying about what some woman wants to do out here for free and perform sexual favors. You're not going to shame me. In fact, I might send you a Christmas gift and a thank you card, because I pay housekeepers, I pay nannies, I pay chefs to do all types of work I may not want to do. And you telling me you going to do some work for me for free? Thank you. Take your power back, girlfriends and wives, because they make it out here seem like as if the wives and the girlfriends, if a man cheats, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If you expose the cheating, people going to look down on you and start talking about, oh, you don't know how to keep a man. You must got deficiencies, and you don't know how to keep a man and keep your man happy. They're going to talk about you. If you talk about it and you tell it, but you still stay with the husband, then they're going to talk about you and say you a fool to stay with him. You got low self-esteem and this and that. If you talk about it and then they leave you, then they're going to talk about you. You ain't got no man. You can't get a man. You out here single. And as Kevin Samuels says, you're going to die alone. Women are screwed any kind of way. So let me tell you something. The way you don't get screwed is you don't accept any of the shame that society or anybody else is trying to put on you regarding infidelity. Don't accept none of it. Do what you want to do. Make the decision to stay, to go, to do whatever you want. But don't let shame be at the root of dictates the way you handle it in your own relationship. Don't let nobody shame you. It's come to a point now where only 20-25% of black women are even married anymore, even in relationships anymore. 75% of women are talking about how they're not even in relationships. So the 25% that are in relationships and still have to deal with things out here like infidelity, they taking all the heat from the 70% of the people. Listen, 70% of y'all who decide to exit the game, that's good. But stop shaming the women, the Melodies, the Tishas of the game who are deciding to do something different. Stop shaming them. Reserve all your shame for the men and the mistresses, but turn it away from these women. They do not deserve it, and they don't deserve it from each other. The fact of the matter is, Tisha and Melody should be excellent friends. They actually should be the closest ones on this show, but instead, they're turning the shame on each other. Whether or not Melody felt that Tisha shamed her when she was going through her cheating scandal, she's doing the same thing to Tisha right now. They're both doing the same thing to each other. And the men, the Martells, the Marceaus, allegedly, they're off here on the world, still creating businesses, doing whatever they want. Let that shame fall in their laps. Let it happen. If Marceau is stupid enough to let happen to him what happened to Martell when he lost his business, his wife, his family, his kids, let it happen. The minute Melody let go of the shame, carrying around the secret of Martell, and she let it all go, you know what happened? It fell on his lap, and it fell on that mistress' lap. And guess what? They ain't even together. A lot of times these mistresses, they want to use the shame to maybe elevate themselves above the wife, put themselves in a power position when they was never in a power position. They're only in the power position when you let them be in the power position. But the minute you tell them, I don't give a damn, then what's their power play? The minute you tell a mistress, I don't give a damn, and you could have them, what is their power play? They ain't got one. Women need to release this shame, and so does Melody and Tisha. They both need to stop shaming each other. Stop shaming Tisha for so-called being delusional or sticking her head in the sand and not knowing her man is cheating. Stop it, Melody. And the same thing I would have said it when Melody was going through it. Stop doing it to Melody too. Stop shaming Melody because she stayed in a marriage and tried to make her marriage work. Stop it. Stop letting society put you in this shame box. And you know what? I watched Love and Marriage, the DC version with Monique Samuels, and they had a couple on there, and that couple openly admitted that they have gone through infidelity in their marriage, both the man and the woman. And let me tell you, that was a smart move, because you know what they're saying? You're not going to bring me on no reality TV show, and your storyline is going to be about shaming me because my wife cheated or my husband cheated. That ain't going to work. You're not going to make this show all about me trying to stay in a shame box, and you try to publicly humiliate me and make me feel less than. What they're saying is we are taking our power back, and we're telling you, yeah, he cheated, yeah, she cheated, and we decide to stay together. I'm not delusional. He's not delusional. I'm not no fool. He's not no fool. Now what? Now what you gonna talk about? And that's what wives and girlfriend needs to do. Stop allowing public shame to force you into making decisions or living your life a particular kind of way. Y'all know what you need to do? Put the middle finger up. Put the middle finger up and keep moving on with your life.